Lonzo Ball had the best game of his young pro career last night in a Summer League win over the Sixers. Lonzo finished with 36 points, 11 assists, and 8 rebounds. Last weekend, Lavar Ball said Lonzo would pass Magic Johnson as the best guard ever. We're joined once again by Dr. Michael Eric Dyson. Doc,
play a game first in the real league before you come at Magic, sir. Number 32. Look,
what's your take on Lavar?
Look, I think that Lavar, the father, is an extraordinary man. See, if we like Lonzo, if we like Serena and Venus, if we like Tiger, we got to like the daddies that were producing them. Now, you talk about space created in America. We don't create space for black eccentricity. We don't create space for black non-normativity. We don't create space for black folk who are different. We demonize them, we stigmatize them, we marginalize them, we look at them askance. Now, I'm not saying there's no reason to be critical of the old man. Let your son play. Stop trying to outshine him. Let him do his thing. But at the same time, that kind of spirit, that brio, produced who that young man is. So we've got to also acknowledge the genius, crazy like a fox character of it. But I think, look, when it comes to Lakers, the greatest of all time, Kobe Bryant, the greatest basketball player to ever live, Kobe Bryant. I know these gentlemen disagree with that. I know you all disagree with that. But I'm talking about
Chicago.
That guy in Chicago. But I'm talking about ball on court, ball in hoop. I'm talking about discipline. I'm talking about the ability to see the vision of the court and so on. I think Michael Jordan was the greatest force we've ever seen. LeBron may be the greatest athlete we've seen, but the greatest player to me, Kobe Bryant. But I'm saying all of that, let the man play a game in the regular league before you prognosticate about his greatness. But I ain't mad at, look, you got to live up to, there was a Quaker writer called D. Elton Trueblood. He said you have to have a habitual vision of greatness. So you got to put that vision of greatness before you to live up to it. So I'm not mad at that kind of thing. Articulate it as the Bible says, speak things as though they already are. And if you believe it's going to be that great, do it. But you got to live up to it. And that's the thing I think this young man has.
I've always viewed LeVar Ball as a salesman.
Right.
And if he says, my son's going to be a better point guard than Rajon Rondo, who talking about that?
Right.
If he comes out, Skip, with a $75 sneaker, who gonna talk about that?
Right.
We talked about the sneaker because of the astronomical price. We talk about him when he said, my son better than Steph Curry as a freshman in college is better than a two-time MVP.
Right.
My son is gonna be better than Michael Jordan. We're talking about him. And as they reported, said, he told Magic, everything I do is about marketing. And it's estimated that his marketing has generated $60 million, where we know he hasn't paid that, but that's what it's been. He throws out outlandish things to get us talking about him.
Effective. He's effective, yeah.
4 or 5 months ago, I'd never heard of LeVar Ball.
No.
He's a household name, not just in this country. I think he's in China and everywhere else. Seriously.
On Monday Night Raw. He's a wrestler
he's
now.
Everywhere.
I mean, the guy.
And for as much as we talk about fathers, absentee fathers not being there, I didn't have one. I would have taken LeVar in a second because I will not condemn a father for over loving his son. And he loves him number one son. He loves all three of the sons. But the son also, we've had him here, he loves his father. Now, no father has ever created much more pressure than LeVar has created for a kid who hasn't yet to play a single regular season NBA game. I believe this young man is capable of living up. And again, LeVar speaks it into existence, as you talked about. You know, you have to keep putting that carrot out there, greater and greater. This kid has lived up to his father's words again and again, and I love him, and I've told this man, I think he's going to change the Lakers world pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah. Look, I'm a Lakers fan, diehard, been for the last 35. Oh, yeah. Coming up in Detroit, even before Magic, with, Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, Gail Goodrich, all of those, Elgin Baylor. So I was a fan of them then. And then to see them develop, of course, under Magic. I'm from Detroit. He's from Lansing. I love them for that. And then, of course, the great Kobe Bryant. So I'm glad.
Stop saying that, Doc. He's better than LeBron.
Oh, my God, sir.
Now, this is where you and I part ways, Doc.
As Drake said, he got that wedding ring flow. Got those rings. So I'm just saying to you, look.
Big Shaq.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Nobody had to defer to a greatest player that Kobe has to defer to Shaq. Michael Jordan didn't have to do it. LeBron hasn't had to do it. There is a discipline it takes to acknowledge another genius in your atmosphere and play with him. But he won more without Shaq than Shaq won without him. I'm just saying the greatest in terms of complicated shots, the greatest in terms of seeing the court, the greatest in terms of his discipline. And look, here his life is on the line. That morning, he goes to court. He comes back 50 minutes later after landing on a plane and drops 50 points. Sir, that kind of discipline, that kind of energy focused on the game, that monomaniacal, monastic devotion to your craft, we've never seen it.
I'm just saying LeBron ain't have Shaq. If LeBron had Shaq, he'd have 7 rings right
He
now.
has Shaq, but not at the right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. No.
But deferring. But you ain't acknowledging. Do you think Michael Jordan could have played with Shaq?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
LeBron could have.
Huh?
LeBron definitely could have.
LeBron could have, but I'm just saying to
Michael
me.
Jordan didn't need Shaq.
Not at that time.
No.
Not
No,
at that
he
time.
He needed Scotty.
Wait a minute. But look, if
He
you're
made
coach,
Scotty.
we've seen look, no disrespect to the great Phil Jackson, but we kind of saw, excuse me, in New York what he was made of. We saw what Michael Jordan saw up close, but we saw especially what Kobe saw up close. The kind of nastiness, the pestiferousness, the kind of crankiness of the old man. And Kobe had to put up with that, and your own coach going against you. He writes in his book, I really didn't like Kobe. I didn't really dig him. I mean, your own coach feels that way, and despite that, Kobe rose to the occasion.
He wrote that about Kobe while Kobe was still his player.
Well, we
Dude,
look.
that's just wrong.
I mean, think about what he said about LeBron. Talking about his posse and he putting all the man business.
Yeah.
He done got
But he ain't
got
the
LeBron to
GM.
fall out with Pat Riley because
did.
Pat Riley told him something in confidentiality that he wrote in the newspaper.
But that's what I'm saying. But see, and he wasn't his GM, though. That's why when LeBron said that my man Pop is the greatest coach of all time, which I agree with. Which I agree with, by the way.
That's why he shot dice on him in Madison Square Garden.
That's true. You know what hurt your man Kobe Bryant? That the last couple of years he was so beat up and he continued to try to go it alone for a team that was sinking into the sunset. And it leaves you with this bad taste in your mouth. Like I keep remembering the old Kobe instead of the Kobe of old.
Right.
And it didn't do him any favors the last couple of
True
years.
enough, but after a couple of years, that's going to pass too, and you're going to remember that 60 points he dropped by saying, here, take this with you.
And the 50 shots he did.
You know what? It ain't the shot you took, it's the points you scored.
As a Lakers fan, you got to be excited. Skip thinks that they're going to sneak into the 8th spot.
Oh, no, I read that, and I love you for that, Skip.
Thank you.
You know, that
Dog.
young man right there?
I'm
Dog.
trying to speak it into existence.
You speak the truth. You know good and well they're not going to no playoff this year.
When they do, I'll come back on the show and say, I told you.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us again. Always good to have you. Should Dak Prescott